arbitrary functions are given, then we have to eliminate them. By eliminating these constants and these functions, we can form a partial differential equation. Done? In the last lecture, we deal with elimination of arbitrary constants. In our last lecture, we deal with elimination of arbitrary constant, like some constants were given. For example, let us recall. For example, we were given a equation of the form x square, it was not x square, x plus a square into y plus b square, or maybe it was x square plus a into y square plus b, and our statement was form partial differential equation from this equation. So what we did, we have to eliminate these two constants a and b. So what we did, we find the value of curly z by curly x, that means partial derivative of z with respect to x, treating y as constant, and in the same way we found curly z by curly y. It means partial derivative of z with respect to y, treating x as constant. Curly z by curly x is denoted by p and curly z by curly y is denoted by q. Fine. Then according to the statement, we eliminate a and b and we got our partial differential equation. And today we are going to again form partial differential equation, but now in our statement some arbitrary function will be given and we will be eliminating that function. The arbitrary function may be more than one. Fine. So start, write down, form partial differential equation from z is equal to f of x square minus y square, where f is any arbitrary function. Now look, we have to form partial differential equation and we have to eliminate f. Elimination of f means in answer should contain any one of p, q, r, s, t. In answer, there should be any one of P, Q, R, S, T, but there should be no F. I hope it is clear to everyone. There should be at least one of P, Q, R, S, T, but there should be no F, this arbitrary function. Fine. So, let us start with the equation we are given. We are given Z is equal to F of x square minus y square. Let it be number 1. Fine. Now, in every equation, we have to find P, we have to find Q. Fine. So, let us start with the value of P. P means partially differentiate equation number 1 with respect to x and y both. So, let us start with curly z by curly x. Curly z upon curly x, that is equal to. Now see how to differentiate any function. Differentiation of any function of x. Anyone? Can anyone tell how to differentiate any function?
f dash of x value हो जाएगी मैम.
Yes, exactly. Firstly, f will be converted into f dash. Then
फिर x वाली जो टर्म होगी मैम f के साथ जो अंदर में होगी.
Exactly. The term which is inside the bracket, we further have to differentiate that term. I am again repeating. Firstly, the derivative of f will become f dash and then differentiation of the term which is inside the bracket. So, let us start with our derivative. Firstly, f will become f dash. So, f dash x square minus y square. Now, since we are differentiating with respect to x, that means curly by curly x of x square minus y square. Fine. Now curly z by curly x can be written as p is equal to f dash x square minus y square, and derivative of x square will be 2x and y square will be 0. That means 2x minus 0. That means p is equal to 2x can be written further. 2x minus 0 will be 2x. F dash x square minus y square. Done. Now stop this differentiation here. Now let us start with respect to y also. Curly z by curly y. Firstly, f will become f dash and then differentiation with respect to y of x square minus y square. Now see, curly z by curly y can be written as q. So q is equal to f dash x square minus y square. Now since we are differentiating with respect to y, so x is a constant, it will become 0 and y square will become 2y. That means q is equal to minus 2y can be written further, f dash x square minus y square. Now tell me, is there anything common between these two equations? Is there anything
Ma'am,
common between these two equations? See,
f dash
exactly, f dash x square minus y square. Fine. So let's find the value of these terms. F dash x square minus y square. This will be equal to p upon 2x. Let it be equation number 2. I hope it is clear to everyone. This value is p upon 2x. And in the same way, f dash x square minus y square. Minus will come on left hand side. So we get minus q upon 2y. Let it be equation number 3. Sorry. Let it be equation number 3. Now tell me what to do. How to eliminate f? We have 3 equations. 1, 2 and 3. Anyone tell me?
Very good.
Ma'am, equating them.
Which 2 equations?
Second and third.
Exactly.
and
Equating 2
second
and
and
3,
third.
f will be eliminated. Fine. So, equating equation number 2 and equation number 3. What we will get? Left hand sides are equal, right hand side will be equal. P upon 2x is equal to minus q upon 2y. Cross multiplying, you will get, what you will get? 2 and 2 will be cancelled out and you will get p y, minus will come on the left hand side, it will become positive, p y plus q x equal to 0. So this became your answer, p y plus q x equal to 0. The way is same as we did in elimination of arbitrary constants. Who is this Mehtab Bedi? Beta, today I am going to check after every 5 minutes if there will be any student who is not in the list. I will put him in the waiting room or I will remove him or her.
Ma'am, she is a lead student.
Who?
Ma'am, Mehta Abedi is a lead student.
Then why don't she unmute herself? I'm not able to understand. I have taken her name many times, but she never unmuted herself. If anyone having her contact number, please ask her to contact me. Okay? Sejal, will you do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Please ask her to contact me even on my WhatsApp
Okay,
or
ma'am,
send
I'll
me the
ask
request
her.
again. If you
Okay,
can do
ma'am.
right now, please do.
Ma'am, sure.
Okay, I hope the question is clear to everyone. So let me raise this question. So we are dealing with partial differential equation, and in the first half we are further dealing with the formation of partial differential equations. Fine. Okay, let's write down question number 2. Again, form partial differential equation from z is equal to x f1 x plus t plus f2 x plus t, x into f1 x plus t plus f2 x plus t. So we have to form partial differential equation. So let it be equation number 1. So again the steps are same. Partially differentiate equation number 1. Please do with me with respect to x as well as y. Okay, let us start with Sushant. Sushant, beta, unmute yourself. Sushant, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sushant, tell me the differentiation. Beta, one more thing before solving the question. Your number of minutes are very less. You don't even attend for 30 minutes. So if 90% attendance of the total time will not be there, you will be marked absent. Got it? So be careful about the attendance from next time onwards. Yes, Sushant.
X into,
Left hand side.
yes, dz by curly z by curly x
Curly z upon curly x.
is equal to
Yes.
x into f dash
F1 dash
x plus t into 1 plus
1.
f1 x plus t.
Anything else?
No, f2 dash
Yes.
x plus t.
Okay. Tell me what will be the value of curly z upon curly y in the same way.
Curly z by curly y. Uh, 0 0
Curly z by curly y not, it is t. Now the variables are x and t. Tell me curly z by curly t.
yes curly
Now tell
z
me.
by x into f dash x plus t plus f2 dash x plus t.
Good. Now see how we did curly z by curly x. Firstly, in the first equation, x was in both the terms. That's why we apply u into v, the first term and the second term. First term remains same, derivative of second term. Second term remains same, derivative of the first term, this one. Fine. Then derivative of f2 also. Now when we did curly z by curly t, here should be t not y. Curly z by curly t, since y is replaced with t in this question. Now curly z by curly t. Now see, for t, x is a constant. So no need to apply u into v. X will remain same. Derivative of f1 will be f dash and f2 will be f dash. Fine. Let it be number 2 and 3. Okay. Now next, Tushar Bharti. Unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, beta. Now tell me how to continue.
Yes, ma'am. Equate करेंगे इनको equation number 2 and 3 को.
Why equating? Equating is done only in that way, like in the last question, if there is anything common, like in the last question, this was the common term. We can equate only when there is something common. Now, see, there is nothing common. Anyone else? Anyone else?
मैम फिर डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे मैम.
Yes, exactly. Now see, यहाँ पे हमारा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं हो सकता. Since there is nothing common. Common in the sense, common in every term. That is nothing. Now, when we need to continue, that means now in this question, we need to continue our sum. What to continue? With the values of R, S and T. R means 2 times with respect to X. T means, now don't get confused with this T and this T. This T is related to the variable in the statement and this T is related to the notation only. So let us don't write RST. We will directly write curly square Z upon curly X square. Don't write RST, otherwise you will get confused. Now how to differentiate? Differentiating equation number 2 with respect to X again. Got it? Differentiating equation number 2 with respect to X again. So that will be equal to, again with respect to X, that means again u into V. So first function same, derivative of second, F1 double dash and plus derivative of X will be 1 itself and second term same and derivative of first, derivative of X will be 1 plus derivative of this F1 dash, then derivative of this third term, it will become F2 double dash. I hope it is clear and let it be number 4. Now let's move to curly square Z upon curly T square. How to differentiate? Differentiating equation number 3 with respect to T again. Done with respect to T. X is a constant. Yes.
मैम यहाँ पे
मैम जो आपके 4 इक्वेशन है मैम, वो
Equation number
सेकंड
4.
वाले में
F
हाँ
dash
मैम,
होगा,
x
F1 dash
f dash के बाद
second.
F1
dash होगी
dash.
मैम.
Okay now. चलिए. So let
मैम
us write
सेकंड वाली
it.
f dash.
This is F1 dash. Okay. Any doubt now?
Yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
चलिए.
No, ma'am.
Now it will get twice. So let we write it as 2 times F1 double dash x plus t. Second and third will get twice. So 2 times F1 dash x plus t plus F2 double dash x plus t. Instead of taking that as 4, let us take this as 4. Okay now? Okay, let's move to curly square z upon curly t square. Curly square z upon curly t square. How to do? Differentiating number 3 with respect to t again. Now with respect to t means x is a constant. X will remain same and derivative of f1 dash will become f1 double dash. No need to apply u into v since derivative of x will be equal to 0. Then plus f2 dash, it will become f2 double dash x plus t. That's it. Let it be number 5. Done? Okay. Now do one more thing. Let us differentiate curly square z upon curly x curly t. Now who will tell me and how to start it? Curly square z upon curly x curly t. Let me take the name. Okay, now Vivek Kumar, unmute yourself. Vivek Kumar, hurry up fast.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Vivek, tell me how to find curly square z upon curly x curly t. Do you know?
No, ma'am.
No? You have done the differentiation already. Why? Yes, Tashmeen. Yes, Tashmeen.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know the derivative? Yes or no? Tashmeen, yes or no?
No, ma'am.
Why, beta? You have done partial differential equation in first semester also. Yes, Dipesh Kharti. Dipesh.
Yes, ma'am.
Dipesh, do you know how to differentiate?
No, ma'am.
No, again. Jasprit Singh. Okay, Udyan Kumar. Udyan or Udyan? Udyan Kumar. 291. Udyan Kumar.
Yes, ma'am.
Beta, do you know how to
Yes, ma'am.
differentiate?
No, ma'am.
No? Who knows? Raise your hand.
Yes ma'am.
Who knows? Only raise your hands. Shelly or Ankit, Sushant, Abhijit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Only 11 students? Okay, Sajid Ali. Sajid Ali. Sajid Ali. Ritesh Raj.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ जी बेटा बताइए how to differentiate curly square z upon curly x curly t. Firstly, tell me just
curly x को t के साथ curly t के
yes
साथ करना है.
equation number 2 with respect to t. I am repeating again. Equation number 2, that means curly z by curly x with respect to t. Okay, tell me with respect to t.
Ma'am, x
double dash x plus t आगे
plus f1 dash
x plus t
plus f2 double dash
x plus t. Very good. Beta, without differentiation you cannot do this chapter. So how you will do? Okay, now see, we have total 6 equations here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now tell me how to solve. Anyone?
बाय एलिमिनेशन करेंगे मैम, मल्टीप्लाई करके जो भी कुछ कैंसिल आउट होंगे.
Ma'am, we
5,
can
6, 4.
subtract the equations and then
which
put the
equations
values.
we can subtract?
Ma'am, we can subtract curly square z upon curly
Equation
square.
number बोलिए बेटा.
Ma'am, 4th and 5th.
4th and 5th. 4th and 5th or Fourth and fifth. Okay, let us take a look. Fourth and fifth. If you will subtract, f2 double dash will be cancel out, and this f1 double dash into x will be cancel out. Very good. So let beta यहाँ पे आने के बाद there is only hit and trial. I'm repeating again. After doing every derivative, we can do total 5 derivatives, 2 of first order, 3 of second order. After doing all the differentiation, there is only hit and trial. You only know the answer. In the answer, there should be at least one of PQRST, and there should be no F in the statement, F1 and F2 in the solution. So let us start with equation number 4 minus 5. यहाँ पे मैंने लिखा है now equation number 4 minus 5. So let us start with the left hand side. This implies curly square z upon curly x square minus curly square z upon curly t square. That will be equal to. Now I am going to subtract directly. See, this first term will be cancelled out. Fine. And this third term with this second term will be cancelled out. And we are left only with 2 times f1 dash x plus t. Let it be number 7. Please take your time and do this. First term will be cancelled out. Third will be cancelled out with second. And you are left only with 2 times f1 dash x plus t. Fine. Now, anyone else? What next?
Ma'am, 6 minus 4, ma'am.
Which one? Sixth?
6 minus 4, ma'am. तो हमारे पास f plus 1 x plus t आएगी,
This
ma'am.
one. 6 minus this 4. Chaliye, please note down till here. I have to erase. Again, I'm going to write down only the equation number. Fine. So equation number 6 minus equation number 5 or 4? Equation number 6
4,
minus
ma'am,
5. So f2 double dash will be
4.
cancel out x f. We can take number 5 also. See, f2 double dash will be cancel out, and this x f1 double dash will be cancel out. Fine. So 6 minus 5. Firstly, the left hand side. Curly square z upon curly x curly t minus of curly square z upon curly t square. Again, I am going to write down the value only. When you will subtract 6 minus 5, 6 on the first position, 5 on the second position. See, f2 double dash will be cancel out, x f1 double dash will be cancel out. So we are left only with f1 dash x plus t, and let it be number 8. Now, can you compare equation number 7 with 8? What will be the solution? See, there is 2 times. There is 2 times. So let us multiply with 2. Let us multiply with 2 on left hand side as well as on the right hand side. Fine. Now equating 7 and 8. Equating 7 and 8, you got our solution. Right hand sides both are equal. Earlier there was no 2. Now we look at that in equation number 7, 2 is there. So what we did, we multiply 2 on both sides so that the right hand side become equal. Now equating left hand side, equation number 7 is equal to equation number 8. So what we get, curly square, make a proper equation, z upon curly x square, take this 2 on the left hand side, minus 2 times curly square z upon curly x curly t. Again take this value on the left hand side also. The minus 2 will become plus 2 and minus 1 plus 2 will be plus 1. Curly square z upon curly t square is equal to 0. I hope it is clear to everyone. Any doubt you may ask? I am again repeating. After finding all the derivatives, you have to notice that which equations we need to consider to get our solution. Now see, it is a partial differential equation of second order, and there is no f1, there is no f2. Any doubt, please ask. Yes, Suraj Kumar, you have raised your hand. Suraj Kumar, Ritesh Raj. Suraj, you want to ask anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Okay, let us start with our next one last question of this kind. Then we'll be moving to our next topic. The notes are already there on your portal. You may take the notes from there. Okay, then question number 3, again eliminate arbitrary functions from f of x plus y plus z, comma x square plus y square plus z square is equal to 0. Done? Now see, we can't directly differentiate this function when the function is of the form f of x comma y equal to 0. We cannot differentiate that function directly. Fine. Now, how to solve these type of questions? I hope you remember composite function. There was a word in partial differential equation chapter, composite function. Let me recall that. What was that? If z is a function of two variables x and y is a further function of u and v, this implies z is a composite function of u and v. I hope you remember. Z is a composite function of u as well as v. So we are going to solve this question by using this composite function. How? The value which are inside the bracket, mark them as u and v. That means let u is equal to x plus y plus z and v is equal to x square plus y square plus z square. Fine. Now what happened? This implies substituting the value here, f of u comma v is equal to 0. This implies f is a composite function of what? X, y and z. Now see the composition. Now according to f of u v equal to 0, now we don't have to consider whatever we are given in the statement. Now we will consider it as equation number 1. Now see what composition is there. F is a function of u and v. U and v are further functions of x, y and z. See, u contains x, y, z, v contains x, y, z. That means f is composite function of x, y and z. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now, differentiating f with respect to x, who will tell me? Curly f by curly x. The first I will tell you. Wait, first I will tell you how to differentiate. Firstly, introduce this u and then introduce this v.
Curly f by curly u.
Exactly. Y and z will not be there. We are going to deal only with x. How to write? Curly f by curly u multiply by curly u by curly x. F u u x. In the same way, f v v x plus curly f upon curly v upon curly x. Done? I hope it is clear to everyone. In the same way, firstly, let's substitute the values. Curly f by curly x is equal to. Now, curly f by curly u we cannot find since it is with the commas. So, let it remain same. Curly f by curly u. But we can substitute this value. Curly u by curly x from here. Curly u upon curly x. For x, y is constant, z is constant. So, what will be the derivative? 1. 1 plus 0 plus 0. That means 1. Similarly, curly f by curly v will remain same. And what will be curly v by curly x? 2x multiply by 2x. Done? This will be 0. This will be 0. Fine. And in the same way, second हम यहाँ पे लिख रहे हैं. Again curly f by पहले आपने किया x के साथ. Now let us start with respect to y. So x will be replaced with y. Firstly introduce u curly f by curly u by curly y, curly f by curly v upon curly y. Let's substitute the values. Left hand side will remain same. On right hand side, curly f by curly u will be same. Curly u by curly y. Here, 0 plus 1 plus 0. That means 1 only. Since x is constant, z is also constant. Curly f by curly v into, again for y, x is constant, z is constant, and derivative of y square will be 2y. So this is our second derivative. Let us write third here. Again, yeah, also curly f by curly z now. Again introduce u and v. Curly f by curly u by curly z, plus curly f by curly v by curly z. Substituting the values, curly f by curly z will remain same. Again right hand side, curly u by curly z, 0 plus 1, that will be 1 only. And v with respect to z, x constant 0, y constant 0, and derivative of z square will be 2z. Noted down till here. We have found three derivatives: curly f by curly x, curly f by curly y. There is something wrong. Wait a minute. Curly f by please do a change on your notebooks also. In the starting of the chapter, what we did, we say that the values are P, Q, R, S and T. P, Q, R, S, T can be found only when Z is a function of x and y. Is it true? P means curly z by curly x. Q means curly z upon curly y. That means if z will be a function of x and y, only in that case we can find P, Q, R, S, T. Otherwise we cannot find. Fine. That means what we did mistake here, we have to consider that z is a function of x and y always. In partial differential equations, we have to consider that z is a function of x and y. Only in that case we can find the values of P and Q. When we started curly u by curly x, z is not a constant here. Z is not a constant here, only y is a constant. That means derivative of x is 1 plus derivative of y is 0 and derivative of z is curly z by curly x. Please correct it in the first one. Curly f by curly u into 1 plus curly z by curly x. We have to do it again. In the same way, curly f by curly v. Again, v with respect to x. That means with respect to x, curly f by curly v, 2x plus y constant 0 plus 2z curly z upon curly x. Please cross and note it down again. We have to consider that z is a function of x and y. That means curly f by curly x will become 1 plus curly z by curly x into curly f by curly u. We can take 2 common. 2 times x plus z curly z by curly x multiply by curly f upon curly v. Now mark it as number 2. Again, curly z by curly y, introduce u. In the same way, introduce v also with respect to y. Now in the same way, it will become u with respect to y. X constant 0, derivative of y is 1, z is also a function of y. Don't consider z as constant. Again, 2y plus 2z curly z by curly x, and this complete value will become, this value remains same, 1 plus curly z upon curly y into curly f by curly u, and plus 2 can be taken common, y plus z curly z upon curly x into curly f upon curly v, and let it be equation number 3. Take 2 minutes and note it down.
मैम
Yes.
मैम इन क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 मैम वो अकेला करली z बाय करली मैम नथिंग हो गया कुछ नहीं.
Anyone else still here? Now we require equation number 2 and 3. So I am going to erase before equation number 2. See, once again I am going to repeat that we have to consider z as a function of x and y. Don't consider earlier what we did mistake, that we consider z as a constant. But if that will be a constant, how will we find the value of p, q, r, s, t? Fine. So see, equation number 2 and 3. See what is common. Curly f by curly u, curly f by curly v. Firstly, let's rearrange equation number 2. From equation number 2, let us find the value of curly f by curly u divided by curly f by curly v. Since that is common in both, and curly f by curly x can be written as, this can be written as p. This is equal to 1 plus p curly z by curly x again. It can be written as p. Done. And in the same way, equation number 3, curly f is equal to 1 plus curly z by curly y can be written as q. Again curly z by curly y. It can be written as q. In equation number 1, we see that f of u equal to 0. This implies f was a function of u and v, and u and v was further function of x, y, z. So we can write it as curly f by curly x equal to 0, and curly f by curly y can also be taken as 0. This means what? Take two equations as 0. These two equations, we can take them as 0. तो मैं यहीं पे इसको चेंज कर रही हूँ, curly f by curly x equal to 0, curly f by curly y equal to 0. So this equation left hand side can be written in the 0 form. And in the same way, this can be written as 0. Now we can find the values. Instead of writing equation number, I am only marking the arrows to find the values. Now from this equation, take this value on the left hand side and dividing both of them, what you will get? Curly f by curly u divided by curly f by curly v. Firstly, take this value on the left hand side. It will become negative. and it will go on the denominator. So you will get minus 2x plus zp divided by 1 plus p. Please check it again. In the same way, this equation, curly f by curly u divided by curly f by curly v. Firstly, take right hand second value on the left hand side, it will become negative. That means minus 2y plus zq divided by 1 plus. Yes, it is true, 1 upon q. Fine. Then equating, let it be 4 and 5. Let it be 4 and 5. Now do it yourself, equating 4 and 5. It became very lengthy. Now any questions? Is it clear to anyone? Abhijit, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Ankit Prakash,
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Anuj Verma, Anuj, Sakshi,
Yes, ma'am.
Shelly,
Yes, ma'am.
Subhya,
Yes, ma'am.
Vanshika,
Yes, ma'am.
Sukhmandeep Kaur, chaliye, now equating them you will get your answer. Fine. Okay, let's start with our now second half of the chapter. This was all about the formation of partial differential equations. Now we are going to solve solution of partial differential equation. That means some partial differential will be given, partial differential equation will be given, and we'll be solving that equation. Solution of partial differential equation. Okay, before starting that, does anyone remember about the, we used to write auxiliary equation, complementary function, complete solution, particular integral. Do anyone remember?
Yes, ma'am.
What was that?
मैम ऑक्सिलरी फंक्शन जो होती थी, मतलब सॉल्यूशन होती थी मैम, वो जैसे आपकी जो एफ ऑपरेटर होती थी मैम, वो डी रेज टू पावर 3 होती थी, डी एस, उसकी सॉल्यूशन होती थी। पार्टिकुलर इंटीग्रल होती थी।
Anyone else? Anyone else? Yes, Vanshika? Suraj?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what was this all about?
हम ऑक्सिलरी फंक्शन में डी को रिप्लेस कर देते हैं एम से, और उसको इक्वेट करते हैं 0 से, फिर उसके बाद कंप्लीट सॉल्यूशन में ये पार्शियल सॉल्यूशन और पार्शियल इंटीग्रल और उसके एक और सॉल्यूशन इसमें ऐड हो जाता है।
ठीक है बेटा। Okay, write down the topic named as homogeneous partial differential equations with constant coefficients. I'm again repeating, homogeneous partial differential equations with constant coefficients. Fine. अभी तक आपने क्या किया? You deal only with one variable z. it was given. So let's skip that. We directly move to our current topic, homogeneous partial differential equation with constant coefficient. Fine. And what is the general equation? The general equation is of the form nth derivative of z with respect to x plus a1 n minus 1th derivative with respect to x and 1 with respect to y. Since it is homogeneous, that is total nth derivative will be there. Again, and so on up to the powers of x will be decreasing and powers of n will be increasing, where a1, a2, so on up to an are constants and capital X is a function of small x. Capital X is a function of small x. So this is our general equation, homogeneous partial differential equation with constant coefficient. Constant coefficient means these coefficients which are in multiplication, those all will be constant, and right hand side may be 0 or may be function of x only, x and y, function of x or y or both. Done? So let us start with our second degree equation. For results, we are considering a second degree equation. Let it be curly square z upon curly x square plus a1 curly square z upon curly x curly y plus a2 curly square z upon curly y square. That is equal to some function of x and y. See, an equation of this form we will be given. Done? What will be the step number 1? I mean, how to solve this equation? The first step is to write down the equation in the symbolic form, and it is denoted by capital S, capital F, symbolic form. Fine. Now, how to write the symbolic form in these equations? Put curly by curly x is equal to d and curly by curly y is equal to d dash. I'm again repeating, curly by curly x equal to d, curly by curly y equal to d dash. Like x, there will be second derivative with respect to x, so that will become d square. Third derivative with respect to x, that will become d cube. In the same way with respect to y. So what will be the symbolic form is of this general equation? With respect to x, twice, that means d square. Let us take z common, plus a1. Now see, one time with respect to x, one time with respect to y. That means d raised to power 1, d dash raised to the power 1. Done? Plus a2. Now 2 times with respect to y. With respect to y is related with d dash. That means d dash square of z is equal to fxy. I hope it is clear to everyone. The power of x and y is the power of corresponding d and d dash. See, x square was there, it became d square. Y square was there, it became d dash square. One time x, one time y, it became d and d dash. So this is our first step to write down the given equation in the symbolic form. Done? Now, what will be our step number 2? Step number 2, to write down the auxiliary equation, and that is denoted by AE, capital A, capital E. Now, how to write auxiliary equation here? Put D is equal to M and D dash equal to 1 in symbolic form. In symbolic form, put D equal to M and D dash equal to 1. So what you will get? D equal to m square plus a1, m into 1, m plus 1 square, 1, that means a2. Also in auxiliary equation, don't write this z, and take it as equal to 0. Don't write z, don't write the function on the right hand side, mark it as equal to 0. So this equation is called the auxiliary equation. Fine. Now see, since we have considered a second degree equation, that means on solving you will get two roots. Since m power 2 is there, on solving let m is equal to m1 and m2, m equal to m1 and m2. Fine. Now what is step number 3? Step number 3 is write down the complementary function. Write down the complementary function, and it is written as CF. It is written as CF. Now there are number of rules of writing down the complementary function. A table is there in the notes also, how to write down complementary function. There are the rules for writing down complementary function. Rule number 1, if roots are distinct, so how to write down complementary function? f1 y plus m1x plus f2 y plus m2x. Distinct means non-repeated. Distinct means non-repeated, and so on up to if more roots are there. What will be step number 2? If roots are repeated twice, let m1 equal to m2. Then how to write down the complementary function? f1 y plus m1x plus, now again write down f2, don't write f1 again, the function will be different, y plus m1x again. Why? Because m1 equal to m2, so write m2 as m1, but for repetition put one x here. For repetition put one x here. In the same way, if roots are repeated thrice, then how to write down? f1, let us suppose m is the root, y plus mx multiply with x, f2 y plus mx. Now it is repeated thrice, so increasing the powers of x, f2 f square f3 y plus mx. Is it clear to everyone? Yes, Anuj Verma? Anuj, unmute yourself. Anuj Verma. Gursimranjeet. Janpreet Singh.
Yes, ma'am.
Gursimran, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me, if roots are repeated 4 times, then what will be the change there? Are you listening? Gursimran, are you listening?
Hello, ma'am.
Anji?
Hello.
Yes, Gursimran? Yes, Bharat?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then tell me if roots are repeated 4 times.
मैम पहले ये 3 वाला रिपीट हो जाएगा,
Yes.
बाद में उसके बाद x की पावर 3 ते f4 नहीं x की पावर 3 ते f4 प्लस ब्रैकेट में y plus mx.
Very good. Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone. Now see, earlier in M1 what we did for real roots, result was different, for imaginary it was different. Now it is common for everyone, whether it is real or it is imaginary. Like let us suppose after solving you get the roots as plus minus iota, yeah, 3 plus minus 4 iota. After solving some quadratic equation you got 3 plus minus 4 iota. So these are the imaginary roots. What we will do, 3 plus 4 iota and 3 minus 4 iota. Then this will be m and this will become m bar. Bar means changing iota to minus iota. You got these two factors, m and m bar, and result will be same, y plus mx, y plus m bar x. These rules are for real as well as for imaginary. Done? Okay, let's erase it and start with, this is all about the step number 3. We have the further steps, but we are going to solve up to step number 3 only till now. So let's write down question number 1. Solve curly square z upon curly x square plus 4 times curly square z upon curly x curly y minus 5 curly square z upon curly y square equal to 0. Solve the given equation. Fine? Okay. So let us start. Step number 1, write down the symbolic form. What it will be with respect to x twice, that means d square, plus 4 times, both times 1. So d raised to power 1, d dash power 1, minus 5, twice with respect to y. Y is related with d dash. Z can be taken common, equal to 0. Step number 2, write down the auxiliary equation. Put d equal to m and d dash equal to 1. So m square plus 4m minus 5, don't write z and take it as equal to 0. Now it is a quadratic in m. We can find the two values of m. Can you solve the values? Can you make the factors of 5? 1 and 5. So m square minus m plus 5m minus 5 equal to 0. Minus m plus 5m will become 4m. Taking m common, m minus 1. Taking m 5 common, m minus 1 equal to 0. Again taking m minus 1 common, you will get m plus 5 equal to 0. After solving, the values of m are 1 and minus 5. Done? So step number 3, complementary function. Now roots are distinct. So f1 y plus first value into x, order does not matter. f2, please mute yourself, there is disturbance. Who is this? f2y, by default it is plus, but since the value is minus, so plus and minus will be minus 5x. Done? So f1 y plus x, f2 y minus 5x. Now see, since the right hand side equal to 0, so this is the required complete solution. If right hand side is non-zero, then we have to continue further. But now since right hand side equal to 0, so this is the required complete solution. Done? Janpreet Singh, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me why we did write f2y minus 5x, not plus 5x.
मैम और मैम उसमें गिवन था ना m की वैल्यू -5 दी थी ना.
Exactly.
मैम प्लस माइनस माइनस हो गया.
Okay, good. So this was question number 1. Let's move to number 2.
मैम F1 F2 क्या है?
F1, F2 are simply some functions. It is a way of writing, nothing else. These are the arbitrary functions.
Constant or variable?
No, it is not variable. It is not, you can say constant. It is simply a function. You can say arbitrary means varying function. Some function of y plus x, some function of y minus 5x. We don't know the values of x and y. Na? We have to find our solution in terms of x and y. Solution means, see, earlier in the statement there was curly. Curlier means derivatives were there. But when we solve, this is just a way of writing in terms of some functions, arbitrary functions. Chaliye, let's move to question number 2. Now let's see who is going to tell me question number 2. The statement is solve 25r small r minus 40s plus 16t is equal to 0. Okay, let's move to Rajan Singh.
Yes, ma'am.
What is this RST? Let's rewrite the equation again. How to write?
25 curly x square by curly j square curly x square होगा मैम.
What is S?
Curly square z and curly x and curly y.
Good. And what is T?
Curly z by curly y square.
T square. Y square.
Y square.
Good. Okay, all the students start doing. And Rhythm Sharma, unmute yourself. Rhythm Sharma.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, beta, tell me how to start. What is the step number 1?
Symbolic form, ma'am.
Write down the symbolic form. What it will be?
25 t square
Yes.
plus
Minus.
minus 40 d dash 1
D dash.
plus 16
Yes.
d
D dash square. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then let's fastly come to Rupali Sharma. Rupali?
Yes, ma'am.
Beta, tell me the next step.
आगे AE में करेंगे ऑब्जेक्ट इक्वेशन में
क्या आएगा बोलो?
25 m square
25 m square
minus 40 m
good
plus 16
equal to 0. Good. Don't write z in while writing down the auxiliary equation. So start solving. Do fast. Who will tell me the roots?
Ma'am, 0.8 and 0.8.
0.8 and 0.8. 0.8 means 4 by 5. Let's take it in the form of fractions only. See, 5 square 25. That means 5m minus is there. Then 16 means 4 square. So this is the square of 5m minus 4. So 5m minus 4 whole square means 5m minus 4 into 5m minus 4. Let us check again. 2 into 5, 10. 10 into 4 is 40. Yes. So m is equal to 4 upon 5 and 4 upon 5. So these are...
Ma'am,
yes.
5m minus 4 or 5m plus 4 आएगा, right?
See the middle term. The term is negative. So it will be a minus b whole square, na? Only in that case you will get a square plus b square minus 2ab. Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sachin Kumar, unmute yourself. Sachin Kumar.
Ma'am.
Yes, Sachin. What is the next step?
Ma'am, complementary function.
Okay, tell me how to write.
Z is equal to F1 bracket y plus 4 by 5x
4 by 5x and
plus x
good.
into f2.
Very good. Mute yourself. So since the roots were repeated twice, so before writing down for second, we put one x here. Done. Now again, since right hand side is 0, so which is the required complete solution? Done. Is it clear to everyone now? See, there are 1 or 2 more questions there in the book. I have put the notes on the portal. Please check from there, and if there will be any problem, please tell me. Fine. So let's move to our next topic. See, now in these questions, the right hand side was 0. That's why no further calculations were there, and this was the required complete solution. Now in the next questions, right hand side will not be equal to 0, and we are going to talk about step number 4 now. There were the 3 steps till now: symbolic form, auxiliary equation, complementary function. Now we are going to write down step number 4. Okay, who will tell me what to do in step number 4 if right hand side is non-zero? What we used to find?
Particular integral.
Particular integral. तो आगे heading डालिए step number 4, particular integral, that is denoted by PI, capital P, capital I. How to write it down? Particular integral is given by 1 upon symbolic form. See, this is a symbolic form. 1 upon symbolic form without Z. 1 upon symbolic form, इस तरह से लिख लीजिए, without Z. I mean, don't write Z. Multiply by right hand side. 1 upon symbolic form without Z, multiply by right hand side. And what is the right hand side? We name it as function of x and y. Is it clear? This is the standard result, and this is what we write down in terms of our symbolic form. 1 upon f d d dash into fxy. Done? Now, again, there are some rules of finding particular integral. It depends on the right hand side. The form the right hand side is, we have to continue with our particular integral. And under particular integral, write down rules for finding particular integral. Rules for finding particular integral. Rule number 1. एक rule हम करेंगे, and along with that we'll be dealing with sums also. So it will become easier for you to understand the rule. Rule number 1. If right hand side means fxy is of the form ax plus by. If right hand side is of the form ax plus by, that means particular integral is equal to 1 upon function of d dash, this I am writing, multiply by, it is not only ax plus by, it is actually e raised to power ax plus by. Multiply by e raised to the power ax plus by. E raised to power ax plus by. Now see, what is the rule? Put d is equal to a and d dash equal to b. A means coefficient of x in powers of e, and b means coefficient of y in powers of d. So we have to put d equal to a, d dash equal to b. So what it will become? 1 upon, put d equal to a and d dash equal to b. Multiply by right hand side will remain same till the solution exists. Now this is the required solution if denominator is non-zero. See, if the denominator will become 0, then it will lead to case of failure. Definitely it will become some constant. After solving this constant, if it is non-zero, then this will be your required particular integral. But if it is 0, 1 upon 0 will lead to case of failure. Then we will see later on how to deal with case of failure. Okay? We'll be dealing with the cases till now where denominator will be non-zero. Is it clear to everyone? So let us start with our example number 1 side by side. I am again repeating, denominator is non-zero. Only in that case the result will exist, otherwise not. So this is rule number 1. Please do write down. Example number 1. Solve curly square z upon curly x square minus 7 curly square z upon curly x curly y plus 12 curly square z upon curly y square is equal to e raised to the power x minus y. So let us start. Now since we have to solve, that means we have to do the complete sum. Step number 1, symbolic form. Do with me. D square minus 7dd dash plus 12d dash square z is equal to e raised to power x minus y. In symbolic form, we have to write everything. Step number 2, auxiliary equation. M square minus 7m plus 12 equal to 0. Okay, tell me the factors.
4, 3.
3 and 4. So let's write down 3 and 4. Now third step is to write down complementary function. Now since the roots are distinct, so z is equal to f1 y plus 3x plus f2 y plus 4x. Now right hand side is non-zero. That means we will continue our sum. Step number 4, particular integral. See how to find 1 divided by this symbolic form without z. D square minus 7 dd dash plus 12 d dash square. Don't write z. Multiply by right hand side of the statement. E raised to the power x minus y. Now see here, compare x minus y with ax plus by. What you will get? The value of a as 1, the value of b as minus 1. The coefficient of y is b, that is minus 1. So put d is equal to a means 1, and d dash equal to b means minus 1. That means put d equal to 1, d dash equal to minus 1. So our particular integral will become 1 upon 1 square 1 minus 7 1 into minus 1 plus 12 minus 1 square. Multiply by e raised to power x minus y, and this will become minus minus plus 7 plus 1 8, 8 plus 12 20, 1 upon 20 e raised to the power x minus y. See, denominator is non-zero. That means particular integral exists here. 1 upon 20. Now, this was step number 4. There is one more step. How to write down complete solution. Complete solution means CS. How to write down complementary function plus particular integral. CS stands for complete solution, equal to complementary function plus particular integral. How to write down? Left hand side, z, since we are solving for z, is equal to complementary function. This one, f1 y plus 3x plus f2 y plus 4x plus pi, this one, 1 upon 20 e raised to the power x minus y. This is how to write down the complete solution. Is it clear to everyone? Vicky Kumar. Sorry, Vivek Kumar. It is not Vicky. Vivek Kumar. Vivek Kumar.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Tamanna.
Ma'am.
Is it clear, beta? Tamanna, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Saurav Sharma. Saurav Sharma, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's move to our rule number 2. This was only about the first rule. Rule number 2. If fxy means right hand side is of the form sin ax plus by or cos ax plus by, sin or cos, solution is same, then what we do? We put d square is equal to minus a square, d dash is equal to minus of ab, and d dash square is equal to minus of b square. We are taking minus separately. Don't do the square of this minus. Minus a square, minus ab, minus b square. Done? If the denominator is non-zero, that will be your solution. But if the denominator will be 0, it will lead to case of failure. And how to deal with case of failure, we will be seeing later on. Fine? So let us start with our example. Again, solve. We have now curly square z upon curly x square minus curly square z upon curly x curly y. This is equal to sin x cos 2y. Sin x cos 2y. ओके आदित्य रंजन अनम्यूट कीजिए बेटा आदित्य रंजन आदित्य यू आर देयर
Yes, ma'am.
यस आदित्य टेल मी हाउ टू स्टार्ट आदित्य
Yes, ma'am.
हाउ टू स्टार्ट
SF
यस
D square
d square then
D into D dash
d into d dash
is equal to
yes
sin x into cos
okay
2y.
tell me next step
AE
yes
is equal to m square minus
minus
m
m
is equal to sin x cos 2y.
no. In auxiliary equation we take it as equal to 0. If it is non-zero, then how we will find the roots? Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
We can find the roots only in the case when it is equal to 0. So let's take m common. M minus 1 equal to 0. That means the values of m will be 0 and 1. Okay, now let's come to Raj Pratap. Raj Pratap,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me next step.
CF is equals to Z.
CF is equal to, don't write equal to twice. Simply write Z equal to.
Z equals to F1 Y plus 0 into X, 0 into X plus F2 Y plus X.
X, good. Now y plus 0 x can be written simply as f1 y and f2 y plus x. Done? So this is all about the complementary function. Next we need to find particular integral. I'm going to erase this from the starting. Okay, let us start with our particular integral. 1 divided by symbolic form d square minus dt dash into right hand side. Right hand side was sine x cos 2y. Now listen, it is of the form sine and cos, but it is in multiplication. We cannot evaluate when sine and cos are in multiplication. We can solve them separately, but there should be plus sign in between them. So firstly, what to do? Multiply and divide by 2. Multiply and divide by 2. So it will become 1 upon 2. 2. Big angle at the first position. Now, can you see any formula is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Which one?
Sine of x plus 2y.
2 cos A sine B. What is the formula?
Ma'am, sine of a plus b.
Yes.
Plus sine of a minus b.
Minus or plus?
Plus sine of minus b, a minus b ले सकते हैं मैम.
1 upon 2 d square minus d dash. So it will become 2 plus 1, 3y. Wait, please wait. Sine x cos 2y. 2y plus x minus sine 2y minus x. Okay. So now it is of the form ax plus by. Okay, do one thing. Instead of writing cos a sine b, let's write sine a cos b. Otherwise you will get confused. You have to compare it with by plus ax. If you can, then continue with this also. You will get b equal to 2, a equal to minus 1. But if you have to relate exactly with ax plus by, then reverse your formula. Let it be of the form sine a cos b. It's up to you. The answer will be same, because when you will take it as x minus 2y, and when you will take minus common, so sine of minus theta is again equal to minus sine theta. Sine of minus theta equal to minus of sine theta, you will get the same solution. Either you continue in this form or you take the formula 2 sine a cos b, answer will be same. So let's consider it in direct form. 2 sine a plus b plus sine a minus b, so that you can compare directly. Let it be 2 sine x cos 2y. I have taken the direct comparison 2 sine a cos b. I have taken this formula. You can take it in any form, the answer will be same. Fine. Now see, there is plus in between. Now split both of them. That means do write d square minus d dash into sine x plus 2y. Split the function again dd dash sine x minus 2y. We have splitted it into further two integrals. Okay, let's start with our first only. Now see, a is equal to 1, a equal to 1 and b equal to 2 here. And here a is equal to 1 and b is equal to minus 2. Ax plus by, a1, b2, a1, b minus 2. Now according to the rule, put d square equal to minus of a square, 1 square 1, dd dash equal to minus of a into b, minus of 1 into 2, that means minus 2, and d dash square minus of b square is 4, that means minus 4. In the same way, this is only for the first half, and for the second half values are different. That means d square equal to minus of 1, a square is equal to 1, dd dash minus of a into b, minus of 1 into minus 2, so minus into minus will be plus 2, and d dash square minus of b square minus of minus 2 square, that means minus 4. I hope the values are clear to everyone. So let us start putting our values. You will get particular integral is equal to 1 upon 2 as it is. Let's continue. 2 will remain same. D square for the first half, d square equal to minus 1. So minus 1, this minus as it is. Then the value of d into d dash minus 2. So minus into minus 2. That's it. Sine of x plus 2y. Sine of x plus 2y. In the same way, plus 1 by 2. Let's move to the second half. D square, the value is minus 1. Minus 1, minus is already there, and the value of dd dash, that is only 2. So minus 1, minus 2, multiply by sine of x minus 2y. Since denominator is non-zero, so what we get? This will become minus 1 plus 2. That means 1. So 1 by 2 sine x plus 2y, and this will become minus 1 minus 2 minus 3. Minus 3 into 2, minus 1 by 6 sine x minus 2y. So this is our required particular integral. Now last step is complete solution, CF plus PI. And how to write down the complete solution? Z is equal to, our CF was F1y, F2y plus, it was 1. Yes, it was 1. Y plus x and plus 1 by 2 sine x plus 2y minus 1 by 6 sine x minus 2y. So this is our solution. We only need to remember the rule. Every rule is different.
मैम
Yes.
जब डेनोमिनेटर में जो टेस्ट फेल होती है, अगर मैं डी स्क्वायर के जगह पर माइनस ए स्क्वायर पुट करता हूँ मैम, तो उसके लिए जैसे हम लोग जब x वाले वेरिएबल में पढ़ते थे तो हम लोग x यूज करते थे मैम, एक बार x से मल्टीप्लाई करते थे, फिर डिफरेंशिएट करके आगे प्रोसीड करते। तो इसमें मैम f ऑफ x, y लिखेंगे मैम?
अभी नहीं, अभी मैं आपको कह रही हूँ कि अभी हमने कोई भी ऐसा क्वेश्चन नहीं किया जिसमें केस ऑफ फेलियर है। हम लोग करेंगे सारे केस ऑफ फेलियर को डिफरेंट रूल लगाने के बजाय वी विल बी अप्लाइंग ओनली वन सिंगल रूल. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम टेकिंग ओनली दोस केसेस वेयर केस ऑफ फेलियर डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट. ओके, we'll be dealing with case of failure also.
Okay ma'am.
Yes, Rohit Kumar.
Okay ma'am.
Yes, Rohit Kumar. Rohit Kumar. Rohit Kumar, are you there? I don't think so. Sajid Ali. Sajid Ali. Salil Chandan. The students who are not going to respond me, I'm going to mark them absent.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Salil,
Yes,
is it
ma'am.
clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you want to ask?
No, ma'am.
Yes,
Clear, ma'am.
Sajid Ali. Sajid Ali, Siddharth.
Yes, ma'am.
Siddharth, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, who is this Akshay Sharma? Sejal, is Akshay there in your class?
Yes, ma'am.
Akshay, what's your roll number, beta? You have not written
1900114.
So please add it, your name with your roll number also.
Okay, ma'am.
Akshay, you will be marked present only when you will edit your name. Okay, let's move to rule number 3. Rule number 3. When right hand side is of the form x raised to the power m, y raised to the power n. So let's discuss firstly the rule, how to continue. 1 upon function of d and d dash multiply by right hand side. That means it can be written in the form, take denominator, don't take it as, simply write down. Now there are further 2 subcases. I'm going to name them as A and B. Subcase 1, if it depends on the power, whether m is less than n or m is greater than n. If m is less than n, then expand f of d dash in powers of d upon d dash. And subcase 2, if m is greater than n, then expand f of d dash in powers of d dash upon d. Please note it down. The value which is larger, since m is related to x, x power m, and x is related with d, n is related with y, see y power n, and y is related with d dash. So how to remember? The large power will go into the denominator. See, if n is greater than m, n is related with y, that means d dash will be in the denominator. And if m is greater than n, the highest power is m, m is related with d, that means d will come into the denominator. Fine? This is the way how to remember. The large power will go into the denominator. And then expanding binomial theorem. So this is the rule. Binomial का मैं formula लिख रही हूँ यहाँ पे. One formula will be of this form, 1 plus x whole power minus 1. Alternate signs will be there. 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube, and so on up to. And another formula will be using 1 minus x whole power minus 1. In this case, all the signs will be positive. 1 plus x square plus x cube, and so on up to. The formula is up to infinite, but we have to expand only up to the higher power of m and n. I'm going to write it down here. Expand binomial only up to the higher power of m or n. Done? Okay, let's move to, acha, before moving to next question, we have not launched any poll yet. Let's move to poll number 1. Please be ready on your screens. It will be only for 1 minute. So get ready. Poll number 1. Start doing. Very easy. Thirty seconds are left. Twenty seconds. Ten seconds, beta. Hurry up fast. Let me firstly share the results. I have told you in the last lecture how to define order of a partial differential equation. Order is the highest derivative occurring in any equation. It is option number 1, highest derivative. I'm again repeating. The highest derivative occurring in any equation is called the order of partial differential equation. Fine. Let's move to poll number 2. Start doing, it's there. Too fast. 30 seconds. Ten seconds, beta. Now again, what is a degree? Degree is the highest derivative of Do anyone wants to say anything regarding this poll?
Highest power of highest derivative.
Yes, Sahil, what you want to say?
Ma'am, highest power of highest derivative another option.
What should be the solution?
Highest power of highest derivative.
There is no option of highest power of highest derivative. So what should be the answer?
Highest power.
Yes, anyone? What should be the answer?
Highest
None
power.
of these.
None of
कौन
these.
बोल रहा है? Yes, Suraj.
Ma'am, highest power.
Highest power. Anyone else?
None of these.
None of these. Who is speaking? None of these. Sahil Kumar?
Yes, sir.
मैम
Then no
सी
one
भी तो
has.
सही हो सकती है मैम हाईएस्ट डेरिवेटिव ऑफ हाईएस्ट पावर भी तो हो सकती है
Highest derivative of highest power. Is it true? Do write down an example if you are with your notebook and pen. Take an example and tell me the same. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yes, Ravi.
Third option to false.
Yes.
Third option false.
Third option is false. Then what will be the correct option? Yes, Raj Pratap.
Yes, ma'am. I think second. Highest
You
power.
think second. Anyone else? Yes, Srishti. Srishti, speaker.
None of these.
Have you marked none of these?
No, ma'am.
What you have marked? Tell me.
Ma'am, highest derivative of highest power.
What is the difference between option number 3 and 4? Still you are saying you are speaking the correct answer, but you have marked wrong. Why?
Ma'am, confusion हो गई
Yes,
जल्दी जल्दी.
all people, all students get confused. See, no one has marked none of these. The answer is none of these. The degree is the highest power of highest derivative. Got it? Anyone who want to ask anything regarding this poll? That's why I have put this poll in this lecture. Anyone who want to ask anything? No one has marked the correct option. No one.
मैम
Yes.
ये जो आप आंसर बता रही हो तो हाईएस्ट पावर में इंक्लूड हो गया ना, तो नॉन ऑफ दीज पे कैसे किसी का ध्यान जा सकता है?
ध्यान देने की तो बात है बेटा, तभी तो लिखा नन ऑफ
वो हाईएस्ट पावर में वो इंक्लूड हो गया, वो हम लोग बोल सकते
चलो
हैं कि
ऐसा करते हैं, मैं अभी एक एग्जांपल लिखती हूँ बोर्ड के ऊपर, तो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू स्टॉप शेयरिंग रिजल्ट and then tell me the answer. Okay, let's wait for 2 minutes. Let me write down a equation on the board. We are talking about highest derivative of highest power. Okay, wait for 2 minutes. Okay, I am going to share the screen also. Share the screen, I mean to say that the board. Now tell me, is the answer okay? Now who was speaking? Suraj Kumar. Now is the answer matching?
मैम ये चीज नहीं बोलते यहाँ पे, नो डाउट के आंसर इसका डिग्री 4 होगा, 3 नहीं होना है।
हाँ.
लेकिन वहाँ पे मैम हाईएस्ट पावर में मतलब मैम एक शॉर्ट टाइप आंसर वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ था, तो नॉन ऑफ दीज पे कैसे जाएगा वहाँ पे?
बेटा यही तो बात है ना, नॉन ऑफ दिस पे कैसे जाएगा का मतलब दिस इज नॉट द रीजन यू आर टेलिंग, यू हैव टू सी ऑल द ऑप्शंस. यस,
इसकी डिग्री तो 1 ना होगी मैम, इसकी हाईएस्ट डेरिवेटिव है 3 है मैम.
यस, तो डिग्री इज 1. मैंने तो कहा ही नहीं डिग्री इसकी 4 है.
नहीं मैम, अभी किसने बोला, इसलिए मैंने बोला मैम.
नहीं, वो कुछ और बात कर रहा है. ओके, so please be attentive. None of these can also be the option, can also be the solution. Fine. Okay, let's start with poll number 3. Do fast. Now don't get confused, read carefully and then answer. Yes, 30 seconds. Time ends here. So 15 students have said option number 1, then 19 students 2. What should be the right answer? How much solution does general solution? The general solution stands for complete solution. Now this may vary according to you. See, complete solution, in complete solution we have to find complementary function, we have to find particular integral. Only 2 solutions will be there, that means option number B, who have marked option number B. But some students have marked option number 3 also, yeah, 4 also. Why? Since for finding, who has marked option number 1? Anyone who want to raise hand? Because I don't have the names yet. Anyone who has marked option number 1? No one wants to tell? Okay, then simply tell, I would like to tell the answer. It is option number 2, complementary function plus particular integral. Fine? Okay, then one last poll. Start doing. Here m cap 3 means m cube. Cap 3 means in the power of m. M cube minus 4m square plus 4m. I am again repeating, m cube minus 4m square plus 4m. Fifteen seconds. Hurry up fast. 10 seconds are left only. Okay, so its answer is option number 4, 0, 2, 2. Since m can be taken common, so m equal to 0 is one of the option, and inside the bracket will be left with m square minus 4m plus 4, and it is a square of m minus 2. Fine? Okay, let's move to our last question. To write down, solve d cube minus 2 d square d dash equal to 2 e power 2x plus 3x square y. I'll be solving this sum. Let us start with symbolic form. Sometimes the symbolic form is already there in the statement. And if symbolic form is there, so definitely z will be written over there. Fine? Sometimes symbolic form is already given in the statement. So let us start with auxiliary equation. It will be m cube minus 2m square equal to 0. M square can be taken common. You will get m minus 2 equal to 0. That means the values will be, since m square equal to 0, that means 2 zeros will be there and 1 2 will be there. Let's write down the complementary function. 0 is repeated twice. So f1 y plus 0x plus x into f2 y plus 0x. 2 is only once. Don't repeat f also. Take different f. f1, f2, f3. Now y plus 0x means only y. Again y plus 0x is only y. And f3 y plus 2x. So this is all about our complementary function. Let's move to our particular integral. 1 upon symbolic form without z. D cube minus 2 d square d dash. Now see, two terms are there on the right hand side. Split them. Firstly take 2 e power 2x. Split the denominator. Split means write in two different forms into 3x square y. Done? So let's solve only I1. Let it be I1 plus I2. Firstly, we are going to solve only I1. Done? Now see, I1 is of the form e raised to the power ax plus by. Don't do it combined. Let it be I1 plus I2, where I1 is this and I2 is let it be equation number 1. We'll be adding I1 and I2 and we will get our particular integral. Fine. So let us start only with I1. Mark it as equation number 1. Okay, let us start with I 1. 1 upon d cube minus 2d square d dash multiply by 2 e power 2x. Now move to case number 1. E raised to the power ax plus by. What is a here? A equal to 2x, that means 2. And what is b here? 0. 2x can be written as 2x plus 0y. Compare it with ax plus by. That means a2 and b0. And what was rule number 1? Put d equal to a and d dash equal to b. Fine. That means value of I1 will be 1 upon 2 cube minus 2 times 2 square multiply by 0. And right hand side will remain same. Done. 2 cube will be equal to 8. That means 1 upon 8 multiply by 2 e raised to the power 2x. Done. That means the value of I1 is 2 and 8 will be cancelled out. 1 by 4 e raised to the power 2x. Mark it as equation number 2 or simply highlight this value. We get I1. Done. I hope it is clear to everyone. Should we move further? Okay, let's discuss about our I2 now. I2, 1 upon d cube minus 2d square d dash multiply by second term was 3x square y. 3x square y. Now see, it is of the form x power m y power n, where m equal to 3 and n equal to 1. Now 3 is greater than 1, that means m is greater than n. So how to write it in the form? D dash upon d, the higher power in the denominator. Now we have to make d dash upon d. That means we have to take d cube common. After taking d cube common, what you will get? 1 minus 2 d square d dash divided by d cube multiply by 3x square y. I am again repeating, x power m, y power m, m3, n1, that's why d dash upon d. So what you get? 1 upon d cube, 1 minus d square and d dash will be cancelled out, 2 d dash upon d into 3x square y. Done. Take denominator in the numerator. So you will get 1 minus 2 d dash upon d whole power minus 1 into 3x square y. Now we had written a formula, 1 minus x power minus 1. What was the formula? 1 plus x square plus x cube and so on up to. Now see, the higher power is 2. That means we will expand the formula only up to 3 terms. 1 plus x square. 1 plus x ka square. 2 square 4 d dash square upon d square. Bracket close, 3x square y. I hope it is clear to everyone. 1 minus x whole power minus 1. 1 plus x square only, since higher power is 2. Fine. So the value of I2 will become 1 upon d cube या फिर multiply 1 upon d cube inside the bracket. So you will get 1 upon d cube multiply 3x square y inside also. 3x square y first term plus 2d dash upon d cube into d raised to the power 4. 3x square y and at last plus 4 d dash square upon this d cube and this d square, d raised to power 5. This is same power add 3x square y. Done. Now how to evaluate it? See, d stands for differentiation with respect to x. 1 upon d stands for integration with respect to x. Reciprocal. In the same way, d dash stands for differentiation with respect to y. 1 upon d dash means integration with respect to y. Please note it down. Now let us start. 1 upon d cube. 1 upon d means integration. D cube means 3 times integration. 3 times integration. 3 constant, y constant. And what will be the 3 times integration of x square? First will be x cube by 3. Next will be x raised to power 4 by 12. Next will be x raised to power 5 upon 60. 3 times integration with respect to x, y constant. Then next term plus 2 upon d raised to power 4 will remain same. Now firstly evaluate the numerator. Numerator is d dash. D dash means differentiation with respect to y. Partial derivative with respect to y. What will be the derivative of 3x square y? It will be 3x square y, because derivative of y with respect to y will be 1. Then 4 upon d raised to power 5, d dash square. D dash means with respect to y twice. What will be the derivative of y twice? It will be 0. Why? Because first derivative will be 1, second will be 0. So third term vanish and your answer will be 3x raised to power 5 y upon 60 plus, now again 4 times integration of x square. 4 times integration of x square. First integration x cube by 3, then x raised to power 4 by 4 into 3, then x raised to power 5 upon 5 4 3, and then x raised to power 6 upon 6 5 4 3. Please do it, multiply yourself. X raised to power 6 upon 6 5 4 and 3. Last term is already 0. You will get 0. I hope it is clear to everyone. Do cancel whatever the terms get cancelled out and you will get your answer. At last, complete solution equal to complementary function plus particular integral. Now, if something is not clear, please tell me in the next lecture. I will tell you and I will repeat it again. Fine. So we have done 3 rules of finding particular integral. 2 more rules are there and we'll be dealing with those rules in our next lecture. Fine. Anyone who want to ask anything? Anyone? Chaliye, so this was all about today. Thank you so much.